And a very big welcome to all of you to this 8K special character questions. Say hello, boys. Hello.
Hello. Why did you leave it so long to do another one?
I have to say, Joseph, you did leave it rather a long time before you actually let us interact with your interesting audience. Man, don't worry about all that. I'm sure he had his reasons. And besides, it takes a long time to make the videos.
Don't give me that shit. He could have done one for the 6K special, the 7K. And I suppose you would have brought one out sooner, would you, Valentino? Oh, you damn right I would have done. All right, let's see all the questions they have for Daddy. And the first one is,
I have a question for Dion. What was the worst experience you had with an SCP or in general at the Foundation, aside from the SCP-682 incident? Well, I didn't sign up for this. Nothing compared to the incident with 682. It was not only the worst day that I had at the Foundation, I think that I would go on further to say that it was the worst experience of my life. So I hope that answers your question.
and the second question is,
For Marcus, if you could be one animal, any animal, what would it be and why? Well, my dear Pixie, I think that I would prefer to be something that flies, have something to say about the state of the world from safely above. I think if I had to be an animal, I would say I would like to be a swan. To my dearest James, what made you become the person you are today? And thank you for making me a better person. Love, Josie Beast, Chili. Oh, you are G-Beast, huh? Finally, nice to meet you, Cher. What made me the person I am today? You see, my pop, he was a miner. You know, he was a miner for a long time. He used to go down in the mine shaft and, work all that heavy machinery. And then one day he developed some kind of lung condition. I think he had cancer. But he fought through it and he survived. You know how my pop died? His parachute didn't deploy from him trying skydiving for the first time. He died doing what he loved. Now that is goddamn phenomenal. To Gorm, are you going to be nervous when your daughter starts dating? And do you want another child? I do not know what dating means. I'm assuming you mean something along the lines of courting or something like that. Dating? Yes, I do not know what that means. If you mean courting, well, I suppose it's a natural progression. I suppose I would approach it like any other father. As long as he loves her, then I suppose that will be fine. Do I want another child? Well, Viking culture is complicated and vast. Usually we have children so that they can look after us in our old age. But since me and my love have been all over the Scandinavia, I do not think that the prospect of carrying another child is going to be very practical right now. But who knows? In time, maybe things will change. Thank you for your question, Yamakun. I do not know what these words mean, I really. Oh, to Ivan, what is your favorite food? What would you do if you saw a man hooking up with Funny Girl, and how would you feel if Funny Girl was pregnant? Well, there's quite a few questions in there, Holly. My favorite food. I quite enjoy spaghetti. Spaghetti is good. What would I do if I saw a man hooking up with Funny Girl? Well, I'd be upset. You know, if Funny Girl was, encouraging these advances, I think that I would be quite upset. I wouldn't like it. I don't quite know how to answer that. How would I feel if Funny Girl was pregnant? Well, we have talked about it before. I would be happy. It would be he's good. It would be a good situation to be in. I would be scared, obviously, but I think I would be happy. He's good.
Come on, this one's gotta be for... Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding. It's another one for you, Ivan.
To Ivan, I must ask, what brand of hot chocolate do you prefer for your Russian chocolates? Is it store-bought or homemade? I must also ask, are there other Disney films that you are enjoying to watch at the moment with your Funny Girl? I must ask for science. Well, Rachel, it is store-bought. Yes, the particular one that I buy is store-bought. In answer to your Disney question, well, Finding Nemo is always a good experience. I also enjoy Up. And most of the Pixar ones, most of the new ones are not great, but classical Pixar, like right at the start, I think are good. He's good. So yes.
To Dion, if you ever got the chance to travel the world, would you? And what place would you let you visit most? I remember very little of France when I was over there. I think if I could travel, I would like to go to Quebec, maybe, or somewhere in Canada, somewhere where there's a lot of space. Well, as you can imagine, the Foundation doesn't let me out much.
Oh, for Marcus. Do some of Batman's villains want to hire you, or do they leave you alone? Oh, there seems to be some kind of unspoken rule for that, my dear Gildragon gamer. Most of the villains do tend to leave me to my own devices. However, I think there is an unspoken rule about hiring others to do others' dirty work. And you know me, well, at least I hope you don't know me too well. When I say, yes, they do, but I would politely decline.
Oh, Tumamorga. Would you still try to catch the human? Even if it meant giving up the rest of your career? Oh, absolutely not. I have worked far, far too hard. As Shadavaruna, I will catch a human for my collection. Make no mistake of that.
For Major Tylus, you've probably been all over the galaxy and met a few interesting characters. Yes. Have you ever met a Mandalorian before? If so, what are your thoughts on them? Well, yeah, I've met a Mandalorian before. He was dressed in some kind of armor, like very, very shiny. Like I think it must have been Beskar. I just saw him walking past when I was stationed in Tatooine one time. And, yeah, they were formidable warriors. I think that's about as fair as I can put it. My thoughts on them, shiny, I would say. For Shere Khan.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
How did you feel when you saw your daughter all grown up and with scars? I imagine she has. After a year away from you. Well, for tigers, scar can tell many stories. It makes us stronger, makes us more formidable as warriors. So, I suppose I'm obviously proud of the things that Anvashar has achieved in her life. I would not wish her to return after all that debacle, though, with man. So yes, that is what I have to say on that. Oh, for Oren, what do you like most about being in the 21st century? Well, Catrod, I think the food. Absolutely, without a doubt, the food. The food is probably the best thing about the 21st century. Most of the food in the 31st century is, well, they used to make these, like, protein blocks, these sugar substitute blocks, and we just used to all mash them together into some kind of weird paste. And they used to just solidify them, crystallize them so that they were, non-disposable, and they could last forever and ever and ever. There's not really a culture of enjoying food on Daxam. And you humans on Earth, oh my goodness, you have such dedication to your craft, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Oh, for Christ's sake! When is there going to be a question for Valentino?
Hi, I'm Katsuki. My question is for Marcus. Hi, Lockbox. So, you seem to have a strange situation going on with the doctor. Well, that's an understatement, my dear. How would you explain your relationship? And out of everyone you've ever faced or had to fight, who was your favorite? Love you. Oh, how sweet. Anyway, I think that the most formidable person I've ever had to fight has to be Batman. Something about the way he tackles problems, and more specifically, my problems. Oh, something about that just intoxicates me. Oh, yes, and the strange situation with Doctor. Well, how would I explain it? I would say I would explain it the best way by showing you. All will be revealed in good time, Katsuki. Oh, to Professor Magnus. Have you ever had any other student as wonderful with their spells? I'm assuming you mean currently at Hogwarts. I've had a few. I've had a few pass through my fingers every now and then. But occasionally you get someone with just such raw talent and such raw skill with magic. In answer to your question, I don't think I've ever had someone as naturally talented as the current dueling captain. However, I have had some extremely talented students. Don't tell the rest of the students I said that. For Ryan, have you still been in contact with the pilot? Well, so I don't want to give any spoilers away for those who haven't seen the series of the steampunk mechanic. But so if you don't want any spoilers, just skip over this one. No, I haven't had any further contact. I'm still trying to get myself sorted out with digs and things like that. I found a nice little shop I'm doing some part-time work in, just so I can find enough money to pay rent and some of these, quite frankly, run-down places up here in the mountains. But I'm doing what I love. Building things and trying to find my own place in the world. But no, in terms of your question, I haven't had any further contact with pilots since I left.
Aha! This one's directed at me.
It's actually directed at both of us.
No, I will answer this one. This is just a stupid question that I've been juggling back and forth a little bit. Who gets less sleep? Val or Marcus? Because both of y'all don't get a lot of sleep for different reasons. My money's on Val. Dorky dork. You are an extremely perceptive little darling, ain't you? Well, you're perfectly right. I think that I have a lot of less sleep for one very particular reason.
Ugh, so vulgar.
You know, I've just realized this, Marcus. You have just reminded me of someone I used to fight a long time ago.
Didn't you end your series, Valentino? Isn't that why no one's asking you?
You shut your fucking mouth. That can't be the only reason. I may have finished the series, sure, but there's gonna be other shit coming out soon.
Oh, you better get on that. You don't want people to get bored and forget you ever existed.
You okay?
Yes. Anyway, perhaps we should move on. Yes, you are right, Dorky. Your money is on Val. I'm sure Val does get a lot less sleep for one very particular reason. Does the Rapture Whisperer, I'm assuming you mean me, think you'll be able to fully tame Red? The raptors in general aren't friendly, and if she's like this during a phantom pregnancy, I can't imagine how rage-filled she is. You need to understand something about these raptors. Raptors like this are wild, and when they're the size that Red is, they've obviously got a lot of testosterone in their system anyway. During a phantom pregnancy, I think that's the most aggressive we're going to see her. So, in answer to your question, I think only time will tell. I don't think I'll ever be able to fully tame Red, but certainly get her anger down a little to do basic training with. She's a wild one, Jinx. I'll give you that. For Ryan, what was the first thing you ever built? Oh, I've been waiting for a question like this. Best thing I've ever built. Well, I mean, there was one time. No, I do remember something. I do remember the first thing I ever built. It was a Lego set, I think. Or was it Meccano? Either way, I've been proud of everything I've ever built. In terms of the first, I think it was one of those do-it-yourself toys, you know, like Lego or Meccano or something like that, you know, Playmobil, stuff like that. I can't remember the exact thing, but yeah, I think it was something like that. Oh, well, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, it fucking was. You blew it, and not in a fun way.
For James, do you think that one day She-Beast will be able to take you on in a serious fight? What do you think who would have the upper hand? Well, now that is an interesting question. If it came down to a serious fight, I don't want to upset She-Beast, but there'd be no competition, darling. You will be on the floor by the end of the first round. But we can always test this theory if you want. Thanks for the question.
Really? That was it? One question? One goddamn question for Val? And I had to share it with Pissant here.
I'm assuming you mean me.
Yes, I mean you. Has my popularity really fallen so far?
Well, I suppose it has.
Well, it isn't about, how many questions you get. It's about the fun and the participation and the interactions between all of our loyal fans.
Oh, don't give me that, you stupid Russian pissant. You're just as bad as him.
What?
Why don't you shut the fuck up? The only reason you are popular is because everybody thinks you're cute. Nothing more.
Valentino.
What is it now?
If you interrupt me one more time, I will force you like we did in the days of the old czars, with your body parts attached to ropes, attached to horses, and then with one moment, I will force them to rip your body asunder, and then I will scatter your parts to all four corners of Russia, and display them most neatly from this scaffolding and the buildings of architecture as a warning to others of what happens when they disrespect the Tsar of Russia.
What?
is good.